Hey there, food lovers! Have we got a special treat for you today? We created the most delicious cinnamon rolls ever. Want to know how we made this fluffy goodness? Grab your aprons, preheat those ovens, and let's get started. Okay, baking superstars, are you ready to embark on a delicious journey? Today, we will create the most mouth-watering cinnamon rolls you've ever tasted. But before we dive into the mixing and kneading, we need to gather our essential ingredients. Let's ensure we have everything we need to make this baking adventure successful. Let's rally our trusty ingredients before we embark on our cinnamon roll adventure. Each one plays a crucial role in creating the perfect cinnamon roll, so let's give them the spotlight they deserve. We'll need warm milk, our yeast's best friend, ready to activate. The warmth of the milk is essential to wake up the yeast and get it bubbling and frothy, which is the first step to achieving that fluffy texture we all love. Granulated sugar adds a touch of sweetness to our dough. This sugar sweetens the dough and feeds the yeast, helping it grow and creating that light, airy structure. Active dry yeast is the heart of our fluffy rolls. Without yeast, our rolls would be dense and heavy. The magic ingredient makes our dough rise and gives it that soft, pillowy texture. All-purpose flour is the foundation of our baking masterpiece. This versatile flour provides the structure and body to our dough, making it strong enough to hold all the delicious fillings. Salt enhances all those wonderful flavors. A pinch of salt balances the sweetness and brings out the flavors of the other ingredients, making our cinnamon rolls taste even better. Eggs add richness and help our rolls rise beautifully. Eggs provide moisture, richness, and structure to the dough, ensuring our rolls are tender and flavorful. Unsalted butter, because everything's better with butter, right? Butter adds a rich, creamy flavor to the dough and the filling, making our cinnamon rolls irresistibly delicious. Brown sugar is used for that irresistible caramel-like filling. The molasses in brown sugar gives the filling a deep caramel flavor that pairs perfectly with the cinnamon. Ground cinnamon is the star of the show, adding warmth and spice. Cinnamon is the key ingredient that gives our rolls their signature flavor and aroma. It's what makes cinnamon rolls, well, cinnamon rolls. Powdered sugar is the finishing touch for our creamy glaze. This fine sugar dissolves easily to create a smooth, sweet glaze that adds the perfect touch of sweetness to our rolls. Vanilla extract, a splash of magic for extra flavor. A little bit of vanilla goes a long way in enhancing the flavors of our glaze and adding a delightful aroma. Got everything? Double check your list. It's always a good idea to have all your ingredients measured and ready to go before you start baking. This way you won't have to scramble to find something. We wouldn't want to miss a single ingredient. Each one is essential to creating the perfect cinnamon roll. So take a moment to review your list and make sure everything is in place. Once you're confident you have all your ingredients, we can move on to the fun part, mixing and baking. Let's get ready to create some magic in the kitchen. Hey there, baking enthusiasts. It's time to bring our little yeast pals to life and start this baking party. Let's awaken the magic. In a bowl, combine warm milk, make sure it's not too hot, with sugar. Sprinkle in the yeast and stir it a little. Now let's give them some privacy. Cover the bowl with a clean kitchen towel and let the yeast work its magic for about 5 to 10 minutes. See those bubbles? That's the yeast telling us it's ready to party. This process is crucial for light and airy cinnamon rolls. Without it, our rolls might end up a bit dense. Trust us, bubbly is good. Grab a spacious bowl or the trusty bowl of your stand mixer and let's dive into the magic of dough making. Start by combining the flour and salt. These are the essential building blocks of your masterpiece. The right balance is key to achieving that irresistible texture and rich flavor you crave. So, mix them with enthusiasm, ensuring every grain of flour dances with the salt for an even and delicious foundation. Create a well in the center of your flour mixture and add the bubbly yeast mixture, eggs, and melted butter. The yeast mixture should be frothy and active, helping our dough rise beautifully. The eggs and butter add richness and flavor, making our rolls tender and delicious. Now, it's time to get our hands dirty. This is where the magic happens. Kneading is essential for developing the gluten in the dough, which gives our rolls their structure and chewiness. If using a stand mixer, knead with the dough hook attachment for about 5 to 7 minutes. The mixer does the hard work for you, ensuring the dough is kneaded evenly and efficiently. Keep an eye on the dough as it kneads, ensuring it doesn't stick to the sides of the bowl. If kneading by hand, work the dough on a lightly floured surface for about 8 to 10 minutes. This method requires a bit more effort, but it's incredibly satisfying. Use the heel of your hand to push the dough away from you, then fold it back over itself and repeat. The dough should be smooth, slightly elastic, and not overly sticky. This is a sign that the gluten has developed properly. If the dough is too sticky, it can be not easy to work with and may not rise correctly. If it feels sticky, add a tablespoon of flour until it reaches the right consistency. Be careful not to add too much flour, as this will make the dough tough. Adding a little at a time and kneading it in thoroughly is better. This kneading process helps develop the gluten, which gives our rolls that wonderful chewy texture. Gluten is the protein in the flour that forms a network of strands, trapping air and giving the dough its structure. So go ahead and knead away. Enjoy the process and take your time. The more you knead, the better your dough will be. Remember, practice makes perfect, and each dough you make will be better than the last. Get ready to rise and shine because dough power is here, and it's time to unleash the magic. Let the excitement roll. Our dough has worked hard. Now it's time for a well-deserved nap. Lightly grease a large bowl and place the dough inside, turning it to coat it with the oil. Cover the bowl with plastic wrap and let it rise in a warm, draft-free place for about 1 to 1.5 hours or until doubled in size. This rising time is crucial for developing flavor and texture. The yeast is hard at work, creating air bubbles that make our cinnamon rolls light and airy. While our dough rests, let's move on to the best part, the filling. Let's whip up some delightful cinnamon swirl magic. It's time to fill those rolls with pure deliciousness. Combine softened butter, brown sugar, and ground cinnamon in a medium bowl. Mix it all up until it transforms into a smooth and irresistible paste. Get ready, everyone. This is the magic that makes our cinnamon rolls genuinely irresistible. Feel free to get creative with the filling. Add a pinch of nutmeg, cardamom, or even a handful of chopped pecans or walnuts for an extra crunch. This is your chance to personalize your cinnamon rolls and make them your own. Get set to roll, baby. Let's shape our Cinna-Dreams into reality. Our dough should be nice and puffy by now. Punch it down gently to release any air bubbles. Roll out the dough into a large rectangle on a lightly floured surface. Spread that heavenly cinnamon filling evenly over the dough, leaving a small border at the edge. Now for the fun part. Carefully roll the dough into a tight log, starting from the longer side. Once you have a beautiful log, slice it into 12 equal rolls. Place them cut side up in a greased 9 by 13-inch baking pan. Cover the pan with plastic wrap and let those beauties rise for another 30 to 45 minutes. We have achieved baking bliss from oven to plate. Welcome to the final and most exciting part of our cinnamon roll journey. This is where all our hard work pays off, and we enjoy the fruits of our labor. While our cinnamon rolls are enjoying their second rise, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 degrees Celsius. This step is crucial to ensure that our rolls bake evenly and achieve that perfect golden brown color. Once the rolls are puffy and ready, pop them in the oven and bake for 25 to 30 minutes. Keep an eye on them as they bake and watch as they transform into fluffy golden brown delights. They should be golden brown and utterly irresistible. The tops will be slightly crisp while the insides remain soft and gooey, filled with that delicious cinnamon sugar mixture. While the aroma of freshly baked cinnamon fills your kitchen, let's whip up a simple icing. This icing will add the perfect finishing touch to our rolls, making them even more delectable. In a bowl, whisk together powdered sugar, vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt to balance the sweetness. The salt is optional, but highly recommended for a more complex flavor. Add a tablespoon of milk at a time until you achieve a smooth and pourable consistency. You can adjust the thickness of the icing by adding more or less milk, depending on your preference. Once the rolls are out of the oven, let them cool slightly before generously drizzling that heavenly icing. The warmth of the rolls will cause the icing to melt slightly, seeping into every nook and cranny, making each bite a perfect blend of flavors and textures. Enjoy your homemade cinnamon rolls and savor every moment from oven to plate. Get ready for a journey filled with the aroma of warm cinnamon and the promise of gooey, delicious cinnamon rolls. This is the ultimate guide, folks. Prepare to become a cinnamon roll rock star. We'll dive deep into the world of fluffy dough and irresistible swirls. From activating yeast to achieving that perfect golden brown crust, we'll be right by your side every step of the way. Let's get baking. Are you excited? We know we are. Let's gather our ingredients and get this show on the road. Celebrate the joy of sharing. Showcase your amazing creations. Congratulations on your incredible accomplishments. You've just baked the most amazing cinnamon rolls on the planet. Now, it's time to share your culinary triumph with the world. Slice up those warm, gooey rolls, pour yourself a tall glass of milk or a cup of coffee, and savor every single bite. Don't forget to share pictures of your creations on social media. Tag us so we can marvel at your baking prowess. You can even share your masterpiece in the comments below. And hey, while you're at it, why not give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more delicious adventures. Thank you for joining us in making the most delicious cinnamon rolls ever. Until next time, happy baking!